Hi guys, miss you. I've been meaning to do this for a while, but I thought today was the day. I'm actually dressed, not in my daytime pajamas. I hope your family finds itself in good spirits and healthy through this COVID-19 crisis. As you know, Mimi at Sea has been closed for a month now. And gosh, that's difficult. It's difficult on everybody. This is a very trying time. But I, in the midst of all that, thought we might have a little bit of fun. Recently acquired a collection of Panerai watches with a couple of scattered IWCs. And it's fascinating because they are from different periods from 2000 to current. They are primarily limited editions or at least smaller editions. They're in a variety of materials, and they sort of challenge the Panerai look that you may have always thought was all the same. And so I thought I'd share. I actually have this whole briefcase full of Panerais in front of me, and I thought I'd share a few of the more interesting ones. I'm going to start with this one, which is called the Carbotech. It's the PAM 616. This is actually made with pressed carbon fiber and ceramic. Incredible material science that goes into it. This beautiful sort of beige colored numerals that glow blue. It's a blue lume. Completely water resistant, the typical Panerai crown guard case. Very, very difficult to find. This is a beautiful example and just a great sport watch. Another one that I thought was very interesting and unusual was this one. We're accustomed to seeing Panerais with a black dial. This is actually a green dial, and very cool for that reason. Only 300 of these made. They're made in stainless steel. As I mentioned, these were all part of one collection. It's an amazing collection. There are some watches in here that you'll probably never see anywhere else. And they're all in just the most immaculate condition imaginable. Here's one that actually hasn't even been worn, and this is one of the newer models of Panerai. It is a bronze case, and this is a bronzo submersible. If you look at it, you'll see that the dial is brown, and this ceramic bezel is brown as well, and the entire case is executed in bronze in a 47 millimeter case with an automatic movement and exhibition back. Beautiful watch, impossible to find at retail. This is priced at the slightest premium over retail, but as I mentioned, completely unworn. For those of you who may not like the brown, there's also a blue dial submersible bronzo. This one has a little bit more patina to it. You can see how the case in the bronze tends to just acquire a little bit of aging to it. And also the bezel is done completely in bronze rather than in the ceramic and bronze that you saw in the other one. But again, very collectible, very difficult to find. Now, unless you've gone to the Panerai workshops in Florence, you're not likely to have seen this watch at all. This is a Firenze model Panerai. And if you look at it, you'll see that the case, the outside of the case here, let me see if I can give you a closer look. And by the way, I have no camera person on this, so I'm kind of guessing at what the video looks like here. But you can see this engraving, and even on the back, in the exhibition back, you can see the engraving on the movement. Very, very difficult. One, all done by hand. Very, very difficult to find, extremely rare. And as I say, those could only be acquired at the Panerai boutique in Florence itself. Let me pull out a couple of my other favorites, just because I think these are interesting. This is the Marina Militare version, and it is the Luminor or the Radiomir style case rather, which has the wire lugs, as you can see, And this black case is actually done in aluminum, so it's very, very lightweight. This is the Marina Militare watch. This is actually one of the less expensive watches in the entire collection, and still very interesting, very desirable. And then let me show you one executed in gold, because I love this watch. So this is a Panerai 528, I believe. It's 18 karat rose gold, and it has a GMT complication. And it has the most amazing blue dial. I don't know whether you can see the color of the dial, but it is spectacular. If you go to my Instagram, you'll see a photograph of it on my wrist. But it's a 3-day movement, and you can actually see the power reserve indicator on the back. Look at the intricacy of the movement. It is just fabulous. And again, all these are in such exceptional condition. I'm not going to bother with the IWCs unless you want to hear about them, in which case ring me up. But I do want to show you just a couple more that I thought were super interesting. One of them was this Anonimo, so named because there's no name on the dial. You can see it doesn't say Panerai anywhere on it, on the front. So it is one of those watches for someone who likes to be a little understated. Still the large, oversized Radomir style case that everybody knows and loves and associates with Panerai, but it has that sort of reverse snob appeal of having no brand on the dial. And then finally, I keep saying finally because there are two more. I promise, no more than that. There are more watches, but no more than I'm going to talk about. This one, very, very limited edition. I believe there were less than 100 of these made. In fact, it may even be 50 or so. I don't recall offhand, but call me if you'd like to know. But this is actually done in platinum, so it's very, very heavy. This Radomir Panerai is an 8-day movement, which means that you wind it and it stays wound for 8 days, and the power indicator is actually on the backside. And what's particularly interesting about this movement was that it is harks back to before Panerai was making their own movements, and so this is a Jägerkultur movement in this beautiful, heavy, substantial watch. Again, one of the crowns in this collection. And then finally, this titanium Equation of Time watch. Now, this is done in titanium. It has a beautiful blue dial. There are those who say that Panerai should stay in their lane and make basic sport watches, but this Equation of Time is just such an interesting and esoteric complication that I think this is super fun. So the Equation of Time refers to the difference between the time that you would read on the sundial and the actual time that we use. It's sort of the difference between what we agree on as a mean solar time and actual time. And that difference can be a few minutes every day. And this tells you the difference between those two times. Interesting complication, and again, a beautiful, handsome watch. All these are spectacular. They're all in great condition. There's something in every price point. As you see, I have them all packed into a briefcase so I can come visit you at socially appropriate distance, and you can pour through the collection on your own. Happy to be your guide through that. And gosh, would love to have a little business during this time of quarantine and inability to get out to have people come see us. So anyway, it's a pleasure, and I thank you for your time. If you made it all this way through, God bless you. You're one of my true fans. So look forward to seeing you soon, whether it's in the store or we have an appropriate socially distanced, masked and gloved meeting, and we'll show you some of these beautiful watches. Don't forget your quarantine buddies. They've been with you through thick and thin for the last month, and certainly be a nice way to brighten somebody's day too. Thanks for listening. Talk to you soon.